So again, here's session 3 of 4. Next class will not be next week, but the following week, I believe the 11th, because there is a conference that most of you will probably be at, if not probably half of you at least. So we are going to kick off session 3. And Trey, I think you've put together a really solid piece of the puzzle here, which is really building your own army of brand ambassadors. Which is a good way to put it.
It's a great way to put it.
So I'm going to throw this over to you. Is there anything you want to mention before we jump in about session 1 or session 2?
Just make sure you watch them and implement it. You know, like this stuff works. And I kind of hit that last time is, you know, what I'm showing you is 10 years of, deep integration, knowledge, mistakes, failures, and like refinement. Like I refine this to, this is exactly what we follow every time we launch an offer, every time we launch an affiliate, every time we launch a funnel. Like what I'm showing you is our templates. These are like your step-by-steps blueprints. So that'd be like, you know, a contractor coming and laying down a schematic of how the house is going to be built. And then the contractor looks at it and says, well, I don't like how you did that. We need to build it this way because that's a great idea I just had last night. When this blueprint is going to build the exact house that the client wants, the same thing applies with what we're teaching with you guys today is what I'm showing you, it works. So go and do this. Don't get clever, don't get cute. Just do what is clearly in front of you. And then prove me wrong by doing something else or that crazy idea that you got after you've seen this work. Because this I know this works, right? This is a constant. So use this as a constant and then go throw variables at it that where you're like, oh, let's try this, or let's try this color blue, or let's just try this different button here, or this page should look like this. Go try that and test it against this and see if you can make it work. And then if you do, great, like let me know, it'd be awesome. But right. This is the best I got.
So for everyone that's in the chat, we're gonna keep the chat, the live chat closed today, and we're gonna do this solely on the QA. So over a little bit to the right on the QA section, if you want to open that up. Any questions that you have, please pop them in there. And as we get into a theatrical break, in other words, when Trey needs to take a breath, I'll go in and ask the questions to him to get your answers live. Okay. So with that being said, Trey.
Did it?
Go away.
Cool. All right, my friends, welcome to session 3. My name is Trey Llewellyn, and I'm excited to be here. So 3 things we're going to cover today is how to recruit an affiliate army, from store to single product funnels, building communities, all of which are a lot going on, right? So basically affiliate armies, pinpoint relevant affiliates within key online communities that influence networks in your niche, basically offer them high value affiliate programs where they can see the benefits, they can clearly see the competitive advantage, the commissions you're going to pay. So we're going to kind of go over that. And then I'm going to look for a volunteer on this is from store to single product. So if you have a Shopify store that you currently are selling on, you know, put a 1 in the Q&A or just be like, yeah, that's me. Because I'm definitely during that part, I'd like to get some feedback from you on a few numbers to kind of illustrate the difference between a store and a single product funnel. And then lastly is building communities. What we're finding with these school communities is by creating vibrant customer communities, we are seeing amazing things within the e-commerce. So what we're finding is they are reducing our chargebacks, they are reducing our refunds, they are reducing our churn on recurring subscriptions, and the customers feel more supported and informed, which lowers the amount of customer service chats, calls, and emails that we're receiving. So just by this little small community, it's pretty freaking amazing of the results we're seeing. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing there and how you can kind of shift your company into more of a community. You can be faceless or you can have the face on the front. You know, really what we found, like, it doesn't really matter just as long as there's a place for them to go and kind of, you know, hibernate. Cool? Does that sound good for you?
Great.
Cool. All right, let's get into it. So for the affiliate offers, I find that it's like 5 things that I get asked. Where do I find the affiliates? How do I make affiliates push my traffic or push my offer? How much should I pay them when they push it? what types of traffic should I expect to receive? Because every click is not the same. And of course, who to look out for. Is there fraud? Yes. So how do you look that out? Checkout Champ is freaking fantastic on this last bullet. Maybe Matt, you could talk about that a little bit, but I definitely know some things that we use that's on this one right here. So that one's a big one. All right. So first things first, I even got some notes that I want to share with you guys. All right. So where do you find these guys? Where are the affiliates? Where are they? The best thing I love about affiliates is they are willing to spend their own hard-earned money on your offer. They will go out and put down $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 testing your offer in hopes that it's going to work. Like that's just within their kind of business plan. And then if they don't get a conversion, you owe them $0. If they get one conversion, you owe them whatever you're willing to pay them out for that conversion, not the 10 grand or whatever they spent, which made the offer fail, which obviously you don't want that to happen, but that's the risk versus reward that we get to trade a little bit. The other cool part is these affiliates, they're CEOs of big teams normally. They have people who they have trained on how to do paid search or Google or Facebook or whatever it is, and then you are utilizing their teams, their cash flow, their deep pockets to push your offer. So really, all you have to do is present a well-refined offer that converts, and you'll get affiliates. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So where do we find them? Two places what I found is really fantastic. I gave this first answer away on their first call, is SimilarWeb. So I will go to SimilarWeb, and I will look for niches or markets and websites on SimilarWeb.com. I go to those websites, I reach out to them, and I ask them, hey, do you want to do a joint venture, relationship, partnership? I email them, I'll contact them and just say, hey, do you push other people's offers to your current list or on your web page, especially if they don't have any advertising. We, on this call, are genius marketers. We understand marketing, we understand offers, we understand cash flow, we understand business. The people building these websites, like the websites you'll find on SimilarWeb, or even like YouTube channels, those people are geniuses within that skill set. Like they're really good at getting YouTube views. They're really good at growing their YouTube channel. They're really good at putting YouTube content out and building content. Whereas for me, I know nothing about that. I suck at that. However, I have really good offers. So my problem is the solution to their problem. They don't know how to market. You don't know how to grow a YouTube channel. So when you guys join forces, it's freaking bomb. It's amazing. So that's why I go to SimilarWeb. These people know how to build websites. They know how to get organic traffic, get SEO, but they don't know how to do offers. Crazy, I know. So when you contact them, you're like, hey, I have an offer that sells to your niche, to your market. I think we should do business together. We'll do a 50-50 split or rev share, whatever you want to do. And they'll be up for it. The other thing I do is we go to events. ASW, ASE are our big ones. Those are within the United States. There are other affiliate summits out there, like in Germany and Dubai and stuff like that, which is kind of cool to go. I've never been. We get enough affiliates from these two events that it works out great. So ASW is Affiliate Summit West.
You're talking about the Affiliate World Conferences. Yep. Bangkok, yeah. Dubai. Yeah. All
those. We've never attended those. I just attend these. We've done really well with just those two events. Maybe we should go. But yeah, affiliatesummitwest.com, affiliatesummiteast.com, all spelt out. That'll get you the dates. Affiliate Summit West is next week in Vegas. And then ASC is in New York. And that's pretty much just rotation. They just do one in the fall and one in the spring.
Well, let's take a breath on that for a moment, Trey.
Yep.
You've taken this, building your affiliate army so far as to create a booth. You'll actually create a booth at these conferences and meet affiliates and other networks that are walking around.
That's correct. Yeah, we have a booth there. I think we're one of the only, if not the only, Ecomm product booth that is in existence at that fair. Everybody else is doing like insurance leads and cold calls and stuff like that.
Trey, one of the questions is, could you do an example on finding a website for your niche?
We did that in video one.
We did in video
But
one. Show
we did.
again. Go open up a browser tab and go to similar web just to show
Sure.
out the search.
Similar. Let me see if I know how to spell similar. Similar web. Oh, my stuff's gonna be on there. Similar web. So I do the free version. I never pay for the paid, just so you guys know. You don't need the paid one to do all these resources. Hopefully I'm logged in. Maybe not. And go. I might switch my laptop if this doesn't push through.
Okay.
There we go. Cool. All right. So basically right here, click website. What I do is I type in a niche. So I might type in gardening. So whatever my niche is, I look for websites. Realistically, they just have the word gardening in it, right? That's where I start. So gardeningknowhow.com. So I'd click on that website. I look at if they're driving any traffic. So this one gets 2 million visits a month, which is fantastic. And then this is pretty cool is they also show you similar websites. So garden.org gets 500,000 a month. Gardener's World gets 1.4 million a month, and so on and so forth, right? So what I'm looking at is I will go to these websites and now I know how much traffic they're getting. I'll see if they have advertising in play. Do they allow me to send an email to their list? If they do, great, I'll buy a dedicated email. If not, I'll reach out to them and say, hey, have you ever thought about partnering with someone who has an offer within your niche? So let's say I'm selling, gardening shovels. And I'll say, hey, I have a gardening shovel offer. We pay out $20 per conversion. Would you be willing to send it to your list? And for every conversion we get, I'll write you a check for 20 bucks. It's as simple as that.
Perfect. Everyone clear? All right.
All right, now my writing went away. It's the only bad thing about the vibe board, it doesn't keep it. Okay, so yeah, so we have ASW, ASC, we do a booth. I wanted to share a strategy that I actually do without doing a booth, because booths are stupid expensive. We pay 12 grand just for our booth, let alone travel expenses, food, and all the stuff that comes with it. So here's a really cool fun fact and a trick. I call it the coffee line hack. So at ASW and ASE, there's always coffee or there's a bar that people are in line for because they can't serve it fast enough. So what I would do is you have your name badge and I will go get in line for coffee. And I'll wait for the person in front of me to either turn around or do something. I'll be like, oh, hey, good morning. And they'll say, good morning. I'll say, are you an affiliate who runs Ecomm? Because that's what I'm looking for, Ecomm affiliates. And they'll either say yes or no. If they say no, I say, oh, okay, that's awesome. Enjoy the event. And I turn around and I say, good morning. How are you? And they'll say, good morning. And I say, do you push affiliate Ecomm traffic? And if they say yes, great. I will stay in line with them all the way to the cashier. And once the cashier waves me down, I literally go to the cashier and I bypass her and I walk to the back of the line. And that's all I do. And I do that all day. Is I just hack the coffee line. I never buy anything. I just talk to the people. And when they say yes, I got 5 minutes to talk to them. So it's kind of like an elevator pitch. And if they say both no's, then I exit the line and I go to the back of the line again. And I just sit there. And that's how, without buying a booth, I hack the people at the event. Because honestly, it's kind of awkward when someone's sitting in a chair and you're like, you got to go up to them. You're like, oh, what do you do? Versus it just feels a little more natural being in the coffee line and just saying good morning. Just a little coffee hack for you.
I like it.
It's worked really, really well for us before we got booths. Okay, so that's where to find them. How do you get them to push? All right. Couple things is you need a high payout. And I'll get to that here in a minute. But for now, high payout, which also stands for a CPA, which is cost per acquisition, or cost per conversion, they are going to want content from you. What kind of content? They're going to want videos. They want horizontal and vertical formats for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts. They're going to want GIFs of the product working. A really good way to understand this is something that my uncle gave me, which is presentation without demonstration is just conversation. You got to demo the product. So all of this videos, all of these GIFs need to be a demo of the product working. Because presentation without a demo, you're just having a conversation that does not convert. Conversations don't convert. You need images of the product. I would look at going to like Fiverr and grabbing 3D visuals or 3D images, have them build those out like 3D models. That way you can like build video out of it, rotate it, turn it, put it in other pictures. That's like $500. Pretty easily inexpensive. The next thing they're going to want is they're going to want you to have a self-hosted advertorial page. That means either you're hosting it on your domain or you give them the CSS and the HTML code, which includes the images and videos and all that, that they can host on their domain. Because depending on what type of traffic source they're running, their domain needs to be tied to that traffic or to that account versus pushing like affiliate sales over to another website. So that there's no like what's called circumventing. So they don't want anybody circumventing the platforms.
So that's actually the great point that you can design, build, and host all of your advertorial pages right on Checkout Champ with the offer.
Yep, correct.
I do have a question for you, Trey. Have you ever used services like commissionjunction.com or maxweb.com for affiliates?
Yeah.
How do those work in building an affiliate army? Be
I'll
honest.
tell you. What?
Be honest.
Yeah, so basically the broker, here's how it works. That's like a big question. It works, but you're not going to get the scale from it because let's just say, there's $100 in commission to give out. You're going to take, your 10% or 20% off that to be profitable. So that leaves $80. The commission junction or whoever is also going to take their 20%. So that's another $16 off. So that leaves you with what? $65, $66 for a CPA, right? So by them taking that middle 20% just lowers the ability for the affiliate to push and be profitable, to push your offer because everybody wants their piece of pie. So if you're able to take commission junction out and give them the $80 CPA, they have a higher likely chance of succeeding versus dumbing down these. That's where Checkout Champ comes in really, really freaking nice for you guys, is they have a full suite of affiliate software that you can plug into that makes all of this work. You don't have to go buy other software that I know of to have all your affiliate links and give them to affiliates to make them push for a really decent CPA.
So let me just shameless plug, I'm going to throw it in there. For Checkout Champ clients, we have a product. It's rudimentary at best, but we are allocating serious resources to it right now called Track Affiliates. It allows you to let people sign up to become affiliates for your platform, and you get to determine what the payout is going to be for those individuals. And if their traffic's great, you can pay them more. If their traffic sucks, you can pay them less. But it's Track Affiliates, and it's only available to Checkout Champ clients. Proceed, Trey.
I set you up.
Thank you. We don't charge anything for it either, so.
I don't get any paid. Nope, I don't get paid for that. Let's see. The next thing. So once we cover this, oh, okay. Advertorial domain. You got me on a tangent. So then the other thing they're going to want is you've already proven the offer. This isn't something where like, the stars aligned and one day you got a sale. Like you want to have consistent results through either Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so some sort of paid traffic, not organic, but paid. Okay? Paid traffic. Because once you show them that, hey, yes, we have paid traffic, we're able to spend, $500 a day or $100 a day or something and get conversions, that means the offer is proven and it works to your audience. And that means someone else can come in and do the same thing. So they're going to want proof. Once you build up enough proof though, like for us, we have so much back-end proof that our offers convert. When we call an affiliate, they're like, yeah, I'll push it. So there is none of this, like, we don't have to prove anything. The other thing that might happen is you might say, Trey, I don't have the offer and it's not proven. So how can I get an affiliate to push? Money. Usually $5,000 is a test, $5,000 to $10,000 for a test. So basically, they will you will pay them $5,000 to $10,000 for a paid search, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube test. And of course, you're gonna, you should make sales. Let's hope you make sales, which would obviously back this out a little bit. Will it be break even? Will it be profitable? I don't know, but they're gonna say, hey, if it does make them money from that test, then they will switch over to a CPA. Because they'll say, hey, we want to take this to a CPA because we know we can make more money doing it that way than you just paying us upfront cash. So that's usually kind of how it kind of comes together there. Oh, another big one is affiliates hate Shopify. They do not like it. It does not make money. It does not convert to all the outside sources of paid traffic like Yahoo News, AOL, MSNBC, CNN. If it's a Shopify store, no, they will not push it. I'm not just saying that because we're on a checkout champ call. Like that's just how it goes. They want funnels. They want back end. They want upsells because they know you're going to be able to drive more revenue and they can do a lot more functionality with the websites and how they check out versus Shopify doesn't allow you to do any of that.
Greg, can I just throw out a little anecdote here? We have a nutritional supplement company that came to us. They're doing probably around $1 million a month about a year and a half ago. They're doing between $7 and $8 million a month now. They have 874 sales funnels running through one checkout champ because their Shopify store does not convert. Their average conversion rate on our platform is 30%. Single product sales pages. So each of their sales funnels is interesting. They don't just have one funnel. They're running traffic from all the sources coming through.
Yep.
And they will take a funnel and then they'll create it and then they'll replicate it and replicate it and replicate it. And they have one for Facebook, one for Insta, one for Snapchat, one for YouTube, one for this, one for that. So it's kind of interesting how that's set up. But yes, Brian, 874 sales funnels through one checkout champ, and it's running their, $7 to $8 million a month business.
That's the thing you guys need to take away from this call is Checkout Champ handles volume. I've never found a software that can handle the volume and spikes that Checkout Champ does. Like I was on another software and it went down for 3 days straight. And we could not make one sale, but this is kind of like horror stories. Welcome. We had affiliate traffic pushing. They were pushing, I think, 150 grand a day in sales. So when our funnel broke and it went down, the affiliates were still pushing traffic. They were pushing email traffic. So once the emails are sent, like those are out trickling and making sales. When our funnel went down, the traffic was still there. The traffic was still coming in, but no sales were happening. And so day by day, hour by hour, hoping that our funnel would come back live, which we did not have any control over, was down for 3 days. So we lost, we owed affiliates 350, I think it was like 350 or $400,000 for those 3 days in make goods. So we had to pay them 400 grand and out of our profit because we made no sales, but they still sent the traffic. So you're like, you owe them that. With Checkout Champ, I think we've been on you guys now for, I don't know, maybe 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
There's not been one day that we have lost or been down with Checkout Champ. That was Checkout Champ's fault. Like, it is seamless. It is amazing. It is sound. I can't give enough kudos to Checkout Champ of what these guys have built. Like, it's solid. It's legit.
Well, and not only that, but let's talk about the guy that has over 800 sales funnels, Trey. It segregates every single one of, to us, it's just simply a campaign. So it's breaking down all of your sales, all of your metrics, all of your revenue, all of your KPIs based on that individual campaign and the traffic derived from that effort. All right. So I have a question here. So the average, and by the way, let me just mention this to you. And I'm not just saying this because I own Checkout Champ and I built this thing and it's an absolute workhorse. We have hundreds of thousands of storefronts that are using this right now. The reason the big guys are using Checkout Champ is it allows you to scale without the constraints of some of these CMS platforms that you have. So where you're banging your head against the wall and you're like, how do I get to, 8 figures? How do I get to, mid 8 figures? How do I get to high 8 figures? How do I get to 9 figures? It's because you have built-in roadblocks, a walled garden in your existing platform. You need to break through those roadblocks and whether it's with us or with someone else, get into a platform that's going to allow you to scale and grow the way that you want to. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I know I'm always preaching this, but why? Why would you work with something that prohibits you from growing the way that you want to? All right. So Brian asked, the advertorial content is different, but the checkout page is the same. Yes, the advertorial can change. And I would urge you to change it. So you're doing your split testing to see what is driving the most clicks from that ad page to your sales page constantly. You look at companies that sell, these medical supplies. I'm not going to name a name because sometimes they get upset with me, but their advertorial pages are some of the best that I've seen, and they're constantly changing. And once they find a winner, they stick with that. And once they stick with that, then they do slight modifications on that winner to achieve even higher goals, but they're constantly split testing those pages to achieve the highest clicks and conversions. What do you say, Trey?
I was going to give an example.
Here you go.
So, oh gosh darn it. Give it to me. There we go. Example would be, earlier Matt said the supplement. So let's just say it's a diet supplement. This is just, I don't know, doesn't have to be supplements, obviously. This is just an example. So this diet supplement obviously helps you lose weight. So advertorial 1 might be towards men. Well, it's like, hey, if you're a man and you're 40 and you are amazing, then you want to lose weight and look good and have women love you, then you should buy the supplement, which is the order form. So on the order form, they just now know about the supplement and that's what they're buying. Versus advertorial 2 is for women. And it just talks directly to women. It says, hey, if you're a woman of age of this, do this, and you're awesome like this, and you're looking to lose weight, then you probably should try out our supplement. It's amazing. And guess what? They point them to that same order form where they then go and buy that supplement. So what I think you're asking there is, how do they have different advertorials? They're just the different angles. It's just different angles of selling the same product, and then it leads to the same order form.
Got it.
All right. Got it. All right, cool. I might have put our plate more full than what we can eat.
That's all right. If we can go a few minutes, if you have a little time, you want to go a little over, we can. I think we went over just a bit last week.
Yeah, I do have another call I do have to get to, but I will. I'll see what we can punch in here. Okay, so we got, where do you find them? You got where, oh gosh, man, I got to get this clicker down. There we go. Okay, how to push them. We did all that. Yes. All right, how to pay them. What to pay them. All right, so here's what we pay. It's just how we do it. We give them 100% cost to consumer. So before you freak out, I got to explain it. So the cost to consumer for some wolf oil, okay? It's for gun oil. So gun oil costs the consumer, let's say, just for easy numbers, $50. It's some really expensive gun oil. $50. So I'm going to pay the affiliate, when he gets a conversion, $50. That's 100% cost to consumer. However, you have the magic of the V-curve. And you know, now from last call, the V-curve is going to give you a 2.8 units per buyer, typically. So that means that person is going to purchase or have a cart value easily of 180% of 50, probably like 140 carts. Okay? So this $140 is going to cover your COGS. It's going to cover your shipping. It's going to cover some overhead for your company. And it's going to cover your CPA. So the numbers typically work out really well when you do it this way. So 100% cost to consumer. Yes, you'll still have people just buy one. You pay $50 on that. You go a little negative. But where you make your money is when people buy 3 or more. And I showed you how to do that on our last call. So this is what we offer. We offer really heavy payout. Most companies like Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, if you become an affiliate of them, you're looking at 5 to 10%, payouts. People push it, great. But if you're looking for massive scale, $6, $7, $8 million a month, they need that money to be able to scale on big paid channels, because the people you're competing with is brands that don't look for a ROAS. It's like Ford, Apple, Target, who are just like, we got $100 million to spend in budget this year. It needs to go somewhere. They put it through Facebook and other places, and that's who you're competing against. So you need to have a really good high level of cost to consumer, or payout, sorry, CPA payout. So that's the pay. Second bullet is, if you're like, that's still too much, then here's the other kind of key to that. You have to pay out to the affiliate more than what you are currently getting a conversion for on paid media. If you are running Facebook ads and you're seeing that, okay, for every $20 in ad spend we spend, we get a conversion. You know your business the best. There's nobody that's going to come in and be able to probably outperform you when it comes to conversions on any type of media, because you're closer to the business than anyone else. So at best, they're probably going to get the same type of conversion cost as you. So if you're like, hey, we're getting $20 conversions on Facebook, we should make our CPA $20. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's ain't going to work. Because the affiliates are in business to make money. So your best case would give them, $25, let's say, CPA, knowing that they're more than likely going to get a $20 conversion. And so they got a $5 gap. They got a 20% markup there that they're able to get on their cash, right? So that's the biggest thing that I found, is make sure it's more than what you're getting a conversion for. Lastly, is they're going to ask you what EPCs are. EPC stands for earning per click, meaning if I send 100 clicks to your advertorial, how much am I going to get paid for each click? And you want that number to be greater than $1. If you want to make buttloads of money, get that to $3 per click. And you will make more money than you've ever dreamed. That is just crazy, crazy numbers. Cool. That's for pay. Does that make sense? Any questions there?
I don't see any. So we're ready to roll.
Okay. Types of traffic. When you reach out to Commission Junction or ClickBank or whoever, or go to Affiliate Summit West, gosh dang, there's probably 50, maybe more, different ways to get traffic. Some of the top are, and the ones that you want, are display traffic. You want to be okay with that. You want to be okay with email traffic. They're going to say, search. So like Google search, Bing. Other one's going to be like listicle, comparison charts. And then you got SMS. You also have incentive. Incentive is where they'll say like, hey, we'll give you a $100 gift card to Walmart when you go buy this product, and this product. That traffic you do not want, because that is refund city and chargeback city. SMS you don't want either because of the lawsuits and jurisdictions that are going on with that SMS right now. It's probably not worth your time or your piggy bank. So I would say concentrate on these. These are probably the easier ones. Display, email, search, listicle, and comparisons. Those are the best. We don't mess with these. If they come in, they say we're incentive or SMS traffic, we kill them. We tell them we don't want it.
Let me mention to the group, I dropped the link to the Checkout Champ YouTube channel. There's a great interview with Sam Safey on how to really leverage, Sam Safey, really leverage email properly to maximize your overall revenue with your list and your database. So go ahead and watch that one. It's worth the time.
How do you spell his last name?
Saifi.
Oh, Saifi. Okay. Safey. There you go. Kind of like Safari, but Safey. Got it. Cool dude. All right, last. It's fraud. Oh, it came in red. Look at that. It knew. All right, well, with affiliates, there is fraud. Perry Belcher has a really good story about his fraud when he was doing his little credit card knife. Basically, they got taken for like $300,000 on their free plus shipping offer. The payout, to give you an idea, here's how the offer worked. So you could buy a knife for $5. It was a free plus shipping offer, but the payout was $10. Well, you can see how that's going to work real fast. So they're paying out $10 on a front-end offer of a $5 cost to consumer. They were betting with their numbers that people were buying continuity. And what happened was some fraudster was like, hey, if I go get a credit card and I just buy through a VPN a multitude of front-end offers of $5, I'm going to get a payout of $10. Make $5. So every time I spend $5, I make $5. 100% on my money. So they just did this for, I don't know, a few months till they finally realized it, but the payout they got was like $300K before they caught it. So watch out for fraud. Now, probably makes sense now that you saw the previous presentation or previous bullet, which I said, make sure the CPA equals the cost to consumer. So in this case, it would be $10. $10. That'll keep a lot of guys out of your fraud bucket. Example, anyways. Checkout Champ is, I don't know if I've said this enough already, but Checkout Champ is amazing. I should be a sales rep for Checkout Champ. So Checkout Champ has a dashboard when you log into it. And you can put in like, what do you want to see on the dashboard? We keep a dashboard on a big screen TV that we just kind of keep an eye on. And it allows you to put up metrics in and around the business. One of those metrics that we watch heavily is our decline metric. This decline metric is the first flag of fraud, because we know we run at about a 95% success rate, and that's what it'll show. It'll show like 95%. But then when this starts to dip in the 80s even, we know something's up. And that's kind of like our first, flag, if you will, of, hey, something has gone terribly wrong. And we go and deep search into the metrics on Checkout Champ and see more like of affiliate on affiliate on affiliate of who's pushing what, where's the declines coming from, and then we take a bigger, closer look at those declines and see, okay, it looks like they got traffic that's coming in and they're pushing, 10 visas on one account. Well, geez, that's obviously fraud. Now, next big piece about Checkout Champ is you can create fraud alerts or fraud metrics or fraud, I don't know what you call them. But basically you set it up to look for those things automatically. So that way I don't have to look at these metrics to catch it.
Parameters. Fraud
Yes.
parameters in the platform.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Fraud screening parameters. Well, we set those up, obviously with the help of Checkout Champ. And then obviously when we started seeing different types of fraud, we set more parameters up. And what it does is basically it lets all the nice traffic in. It hasn't decreased sales by setting this up, but it definitely creates alerts and flags of things that we notice when we see kind of like bot traffic or real people putting in credit cards, but they're failing more than X amount of times, or they're coming from different IP addresses, or the address is the same. Like things like that that we can set up inside there that keeps our mids happy. And so the one thing, remember I talked about earlier was we want to keep these bad boys extremely happy. Stripe and PayPal. They're the best ones you got on the market right now. They allow the most transactions through, but you make them mad and you say, they'll say, see you later. But this right here helps protect you and make sure these guys are freaking just super excited to know who you are. Right? And keep you as a business client, not take your money and pay you out 100% of your money.
Great. So question came in, what processing do you use on Checkout Champ to reach 95% approval ratios and be unhappy with 80% with fraud? So Trey mentioned earlier that he uses Stripe and PayPal.
Yep.
And those are good options. There are others that we see that achieve very high approval rates. If you're with Checkout Champ, your account managers can go through and tell you which ones work great.
Yep, Stripe and PayPal. I mean, PayPal's 100%, so that keeps the number pretty freaking high. PayPal's our first one that we put on our funnels, first selection. If they don't have PayPal, then we say, credit card, obviously, that's pushing through Stripe. Stripe's, I don't know, I think they're like 86, 87, 88% approvals. Depending on how much you know about Stripe or if you've been on conference calls with them, they are doing some pretty awesome stuff on the back end where they're looking for, they look at the card that comes through, and basically if the card is fat fingered in and that person has made a transaction within X amount of days through another merchant, they'll still allow it to go through.
Yeah.
Or if they have a customer that comes through your merchant and they put in a expired credit card, but they've purchased more recently with an active credit card, Stripe also lets that go through. So you get an extra like 1.5% to 2% approvals just because of their, I forget what they call it, but system in the back end that Stripe's running, looking for, real people like, hey, this is a real person trying to make this purchase. We're going to let this one go through.
PayPal also has a new product. So PayPal Commerce will allow you to take all credit card transactions, but we're also launching a new product with them. It's being integrated right now. It should be ready by mid-February. It's called PayPal Fastlane, and it is an expedited and incredible checkout experience with PayPal on your checkout page. Super fast, quick authentication, quick transaction, all equals more conversions.
I mean, look at TikTok. How many of you guys purchased something on TikTok right now? It's one click and you bought it. That's where all this is headed. Stripe Link came out earlier in 2024, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's you pretty much put in your phone number, or they already got your phone number. They just text you a code, and all your stuff autofills. I think that's the same thing PayPal's trying to do, is catch up with Link. All right, that's what I have for affiliates. Glad we got that done in a few minutes. But was that good for everybody? Everybody enjoy that? That get a lot of information. Any questions on affiliates? It's kind of like Hard Knocks of affiliates.
It was good. I thought it was great.
Okay. Good. All right, perfect. Do we have anybody that has a Shopify store on the call?
Type of one if you do. If you have multiple products on a Shopify store, type of one in the QA, please.
Yeah, just curious. We got any Shopify peeps? If not, no big deal. There we go. All right.
Brian has two products.
And they're selling.
Yeah, and you're selling now, Brian. What do you want, Trey? His URL?
Nope, I don't need any of that. I just need to know what the product is and the price. So what are you selling? Yeah, Brian, perfect. Shopify, so like, what's the product? Or we can call it Product X if you don't want to give that away. But like, basically, what are you selling the product for? Neck improvement. Okay, cool. All right, so 40 bucks. So we'll just call it the neck improvement. $40. Cool. And then can you give me like an example of, hey, I got X amount of visitors in the last 30 days, and then how many orders you got from those visitors? That's pretty much the only thing I'll need from you. Oh, Brian. Yeah, sorry. I thought the neck posture was Brian. Mix two together.
Yeah, get rid of it. Or Calvin, you want to jump in here? You know what? Brian or Calvin, you want to jump in and answer some of these questions? Let's assume 340 visitors and 31 orders.
Okay. 340 visitors. That's a really good for Shopify. That's on Shopify?
Yeah, I think he's a new store, so he's throwing some numbers out there. No one else is really answering, so let's just play with it.
Okay, so let's do this. So here's what I do now, is when you go to Shopify on here.
Here we go. Calvin's got live numbers. You ready for this?
I'm ready for live numbers.
Yeah, sorry, Trey. Visitors in the past 30 days, 184,692. That's a good number.
Okay, that looks more like Shopify.
Yep.
All right, let's do that then. Okay, so product. Did he tell us what the price? Calvin, how much are you charging for your product?
Product price is $30 for one bundle.
Okay, cool. So call it Product X. Visitors, that's a crap ton of visitors. 184,000. Good for you. 692,000. Orders 7,884. Conversion rate 4.2%. That's a really good conversion rate for Shopify. Cost consumer $30. So we're just kind of looking at his metrics right now. Do you know how many units per buyer? It's kind of a harder question, but how many people are buying more than one on average? And that's, I think, the last question I'll ask you.
Buy one, get one, and second bundle, I'm not too sure. So it's a BOGO.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's call it like 1.3 units per buyer. That's typical, 1.2, 1.3, somewhere in there. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at his Shopify metrics. And you guys can do this alongside me. You can look at your own funnel metrics if you want. But visitors over orders, that gives us a 4.2%. Cost to consumer is 30 bucks. Units per buyer is 1.3. So basically, you multiply these two together. So 30 times 1.3, 39, will give us an approximate average order value or so. And that's with, obviously, front end offer. So then you guys know the V curve, and that's what we're going to be doing. So with the V curve, we'll take these, and you're doing a funnel. Funnels always seem to convert higher than Shopify. You kind of heard that with Matt. But we would have the same clicks. So he would have the same amount of clicks. We don't change that. The conversion would probably go up a little bit more than what he has. So he's at 4. We'd probably see 6. So that would put us at 184. Was it 184? 692 times 0.06, which would show us about 11,000 orders. And then what we do is you take the orders, multiply them by units per buyer, which you know what that is now because you have the V curve installed. And then, of course, the cost to consumer, which we know is $30. So 11,000 times 2.8 times $30 gives us 930,847 in revenue. So his revenue, just real quick, was 7,884 times 39, which is 307. Okay.
3 times revenue.
Yep. So basically, cost of consumer times 1.3 units per buyer times the amount of orders gives us 307,000. We take those same.
The presentation on the V curve, that is class number 2, that is also on the youtube.com at checkout-champ. You can watch that there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you guys learned the V curve last call. So I'm showing you the power between like going from a storefront to a funnel, like what the power is just by getting those units per buyer up and getting that percentage up from 4.2 to a 6%. Like that's decent numbers, but look at what it does to your revenue, with the same amount of traffic.
Small incremental increases have a huge effect on your overall sales.
Yes. So then what we do is using Checkout Champ, 2-step order form where we have them fill out their name, their email, their phone number before they purchase, gives us leads, people who did not purchase. Just like Shopify has checkout, you get their leads. Hey, they didn't check out. So where did they go? So what we have found is when we email them the same offer but discounted, we find that we get a 30% lift. The discount is one of 2 things. Either we will give them free shipping. So we just say, hey, if you order within the next 48 hours, we'll give you free shipping. Or what we'll do is we'll discount it by 20%. So let's just do that. So if he's selling it for 30, we take it multiple times. 8, we get $24. Yep. So $24. Now here's the cool part, is just because you discounted it doesn't mean the units per buyer will decrease. It actually stays the same. So you'll actually get the same amount of units per buyer on both front end and downsell order forms. So then what we do is we know how many orders we got. That was right up here, 11,000. So we take 11,000 orders. We know I get 30% of those, I get 30% of the orders that we achieved on the front end as more additional sales just from all the leads. So we take that times 30%. We grab our cost to consumer, which is $24. We multiply that by 2.8.
67.2.
That's what you got?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. So an additional revenue he would see is 200 grand, right? $200,000 in additional revenue just by reaching out to the leads, giving them a discounted offer, free shipping or 20% off, which we've done. He'll still get a multiple because we're still using that same V-curve technology there, that math equation. So what he's seeing now is he'll see the 11,000 buyers plus an additional 30% of those. So that was 11,081 times 0.3, which is additional 3,324 buyers that came from the leads. So he transitioned leads into buyers, giving us a total of 14,000. 405 buyers, which is a total revenue now of these two guys put together.
1,154,000.
1,054,000. Cool. Let me make that a little more clear.
1,154.
Oh, 1,154,000. Okay.
1,154,239.
Okay. Keep that number handy. 1.154. Keep that handy. Sorry, does anybody take a screenshot of that? This is how you kind of work through going from a Shopify order form to a single funnel order form. Like, just because you offer them one product, that's where this 6% comes from. People get confused when there's crap tons of offers, but you single that down to one single product. That's all they can buy. That's the one color that they got. That's the one they go and grab. Okay? All right. So that makes sense so far?
Yep.
All right, 1.154. It's going to be important right here. So I'll just put that right here. 1.154 million. Cool. So then, once they purchase, we do what are called one-time upsells, one-time offers. More of the same. And what I usually see is about a 15 to 20% take rate. We'll go with the lower, 20%. We know how many buyers, which was 14,405 buyers, because all of these people are going to see that one-time upsell. Let's just say you give them, a $20 offer as an upsell. So you take that times 0.15 times, let's just say they buy one of them, $20, right? So that's going to be an additional $43,215. And then for us, as you guys know from the other video I talked about was t-shirts. Let's just say you're like, hey, do you want to be a part of a t-shirt club or a tumbler club or a coffee mug club or a sticker club, whatever. That's the last thing I throw in the path is continuity offer. So we know our total main buyers, so 14,405 of them are going to see this offer. We typically see about a 20% take rate. So we multiply that, 14,405 times, oops, no clear button. Where's the clear button on this bad boy now? 14,405 times 0.2, which gives us 2,881 subscribers to our t-shirt club. Our cost to consumer is $29.95 a month for the t-shirt. Cool. And then we have 8 months of tail. So what's nice about Checkout Champ is you can log in to your analytics and it's going to tell you the LTV of a recurring product. And for our t-shirt, the typical run rate is 8 months. I still have people that are still buying their shirts from 3 years ago. So you take purchases, multiply that by $29.95 times 8. And that'll give you 690. Cool. So we got 1154, 43,215, 690,000 in recurring. So plus 43,215, 1184. Gives you right under 2 mil. So this right here is the secret to the sauce. So we took what was a Shopify store, which I can't remember now what the number was. I think it was like 300 grand, right? In revenue is what we kind of showed.
307,000. Yep.
Yeah, 300 grand is what he's potentially getting, right? With that sale, like a $30 front end offer. Here's how much traffic we're sending. We're making 300 grand a month. We're feeling really great. But you switch that over to a front end funnel and you're going to get higher conversions. You're going to get higher payouts, higher revenue, upsells, continuity, all built into one. And you're looking at a comparison of, a $300,000 to a $2 million run rate of revenue is what I see, right? Even if it was double, right? Even if he just went from 300 grand to 600 grand, he would still be a happy camper because he's now able to go and pay affiliates way more money, way more for his traffic and beat the competition. So like, this is, I think, a lot of the times why people get stuck with Shopify or Amazon is they hit that ceiling where they can't bust out of it. They can't get past it. They can't make even any more revenue. They're trying every widget, install every widget on Shopify they can, and they're just like, I can't break it, or the traffic can't scale. You switch that to a single funnel, and boom, you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling what you're able to do just from allowing more traffic through and giving them the opportunity to buy more is really what it comes down to.
All right, Trey, when you're running a sales funnel, what is your conversion rate when you're running against your traffic?
Typically 6 to 9%.
Okay. So that's to answer the anonymous attendee. By the way, I can't stand anonymous, but whatever. Not you personally, but so 6% CBR on average is what you see just from changing from Shopify to a single order form.
Oh, our Shopify sucks. I think our Shopify is like that. His are really good. I think the average Shopify conversion is like 1.8% if you Google it.
E2, if you look at, I think it was class number 2, he showed a couple of examples of one of his sales funnels. Do you have an example of a single product funnel that you could just show real quick, Trey?
Yeah, I can send one to the group.
Okay.
Shopify store conversion rate. There you go. Shopify puts this out. This is from Shopify. 1.4. Stores around, the average conversion rate for Shopify stores around 1.4%.
If you're really good, you're 2.2.
Yeah, I think so. Or like maybe you're like an influencer and you got a store, like I could see that busting it. But cold traffic is usually, that's why like he was showing 4%. I was like, that's really good. But you know, that's what ours is. Ours is about 1.4%. And then I showed you guys a single product funnel on our last call with a t-shirt. Okay. Gizo. Should we save community to next one?
Yeah, I think we should push that to the next one.
Okay.
And Trey, give yourself on the next one. Don't book a call at 3 o'clock your time or 2 o'clock your time. Let's give us an extra 15 to 30 minutes in case there's questions. I think the last one is going to be, well, that's the coup de grace, right? That's the grand finale. I think
yes. Well,
there's gonna be a lot of.
Yeah. If we got questions, I have 20 minutes. I just have a call at 2:30.
Okay. All right. So this document that you're showing here, where can they find this?
The one on the screen?
Yep.
I'll give Lane the PDF download.
Okay. So we're going to have this PDF. We're going to send it out to everyone who registered. I'm a little disappointed in the people that registered that didn't show up, but the people that showed up and started leaving, because this content is very powerful. So just be aware that you've disappointed me, not the people that are still here, but the ones that didn't show up and the one. So maybe you shouldn't get anything. And two, you know, what the fuck? You think we do this for our health? We're trying to help everybody. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to throw the F-bomb in a recorded session, but number two, we're gonna email this out to you so you guys have this mathematical equation. We're gonna drop some examples of some sales funnels for you to take a look at. There's a lot of them out there, guys. I'm sure you've seen a ton of them. That V curve is probably one of the most powerful tools that anyone has provided to you. So go back and look at video number 2. Are there any other questions before we taper off here? Because I think we did a pretty good job managing it. There's just a lot of content in one particular day. Hopefully it's worth everyone's time. Let me point out to you, if you go back into the webinar chat, and can someone tell me, can you see what I've posted in the webinar chat?
I can, but I'm obviously an admin.
Yes. All right. Thanks, E2. So I'm going to drop that in there. Last sales. Checkoutchamp.com. If you guys want to see what Trey's talking about with all these tools, the fraud tools, the upsell tools, downsell tools, the analytics, all the data that he's looking at, click that link. My guys, it's going to be no pressure. We're just going to show it to you. We'll help you sort through maybe some of the, the roadblocks that you're running into, and we'll do our best to help you. But my guys would love to talk to you. All right. Yes. Thanks, Garrett. You're welcome. Thank you everyone for showing up. The replay will be live probably in a day or so. Great content. Thank you, Trey.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. Have a great day. Apply all of these tools. This is to help you grow and scale your business. You saw how little tiny incremental changes can take you from $307,000 to millions of dollars in sales. So again, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.